Careless Whisper is probably the most famous sax solo in the whole world, but when you play it live, you quickly realise there's something a bit wrong. It doesn't sound like the original, and that is because it's impossible to play it like the original. I'm going to explain why on this video. Here's what it sounds like when you play it live in the original key. And that is in concert D minor, so the high note on tenor is a high F sharp. Now, the reason you're never going to sound like the original is the original wasn't recorded in that key. The original was recorded a semitone lower with the track slowed down, and the first note is a high F, which is much easier to get to. To understand how to make Careless Whisper sound exactly like the original, we have to reverse engineer this. Now, in the studio, when Steve Gregory recorded it, the tape was slowed down a semitone. Now, we haven't got tape here, but we have got the ability to slow it down, and that is by using a sampler. So I've taken the backing track, I'm putting it into a sampler, and then I played it one semitone lower, but the whole thing is going to be slower and lower. So here's the backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then what I did was I recorded it at that speed and at that pitch. Now you can see on the music below, I've got it in both keys. So you need to look at the one which is a semitone lower in concert D flat minor. And I just recorded the audio and played along to that backing track. So here's what it sounds like. No effects or anything like that. Top note is a high F. And it's much easier to play because it falls much better onto the fingers when you rip up to that F. Whereas when you're going up to the high F sharp, it's much more clunky. That's it, played a semitone lower and a bit slower. The next thing I did was I took that saxophone audio and I put it into its own sampler. So that would sound like this. I have to play it from the start even though there's nothing there, because actually if I go into this part, it's a MIDI part, okay? I'm just playing one note on the keyboard because it's a sampler, right? And there's the raw saxophone, okay? Then what we do is we get the backing track and we play that up a semitone, and we take the saxophone sampler track and put that up a semitone as well, add a bit of reverb, make it a bit more glossy, and then it sounds like the original because it's not really got the sound of a tenor sax. It's somewhere between a tenor sax and an alto sax. Here we go. So now we're in the key that you will hear on the record. And that sounds like Careless Whisper, right? Now that is why when you play Careless Whisper live on tenor sax, it's impossible to sound like the original because you'd have to play a slightly smaller saxophone to make it sound like the original. Don't you think that's so crazy that the most famous sax solo in the world is actually impossible to play live exactly like the original? I just think that is so funny. Now, I'll include a link in the description for my full how to play Careless Whisper video. And inside the Inner Circle membership, I'm going to break down the phrasing in excruciating detail for you. So go and check out the link for the Inner Circle membership. There's a free 7-day trial. And if you like what you see on the channel, go and check out my free Saxophone Success Masterclass. It's an awesome session where you're going to learn a whole bunch about getting better at saxophone real quick, guys. Right, until next week when I'm going to sax up your Sunday as usual, make sure you practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy your music. Exactly like the original, we have to down a semitone and played, so really, right, to understand how to make Careless